That was McNicholas and the beautiful piano accordion player he is, and of course he's going to sing for us now, The Devil's Bit.
In the state of Colorado, there are mountains in the air, but none so fair as Slievenamon, nor with it can compare. Its peaks are proud and lofty, and with heather brown are clad, which sends a perfume through the air that makes your heart feel glad. So when I'm tired of roaming and old Ireland will be free, I'll travel on by Thurles town, Tipperary's hills to see. With my papers, paints and brushes, on the castle wall I'll sit, and I'll paint a lovely picture of the famous Devil's Bit. 'Twas down there in the glenside, in a corner of Kilrush, the happy home where I was born, where merrily sings the thrush. The linnet sings its little song, and the holly growing so tall, whilst others build their little nests in the ivy on the wall. So when I'm tired of roaming and old Ireland will be free, I'll travel on by Thurles town, Tipperary's hills to see. With my papers, paints and brushes, on the castle wall I'll sit, and I'll paint a lovely picture of the famous Devil's Bit. My heart is always longing to go roaming there once more, to travel on by Upper Church and home by Sweet Lochmore. It's there you'll find some fine young lads with hearts both stout and gay, and likewise pretty fair colleens to greet you on your way. So when I'm tired of roaming and old Ireland will be free, I'll travel on by Upper Church and home by Sweet Meanvee. With my papers, paints and brushes, on the castle wall I'll sit, and I'll paint a lovely picture of the famous Devil's Bit.
That was Pat McNicholas. Pat Nicholas. Pat, somehow or another, that name isn't hardly an upper church name, is it?
No, it's a Culture name.
Right.
My father came from Culture in County Mayo. My mother came from Kilcommon up the road here.
Right.
Her name was Carey, and my grandmother, her mother, had a very well-known drinking establishment known as Carey's Pub of Rieska, and it was a very centre of local talent and local folklore, and my grandmother had a very maternal type of nature, and everybody flocked towards her. And as a matter of chance, she was a mother of 11 children, though my grandfather was father of 15 children. He married twice, and the one single remaining member of my grandmother's family is here tonight. He's Billy Carey, 84 years of age, and I brought him from London.
Very good.
So he's particularly, actually totally thrilled, I know, to be here tonight and to have a situation like this and the type of environment we're enjoying ourselves in tonight.
So you're basically based in Cricklewood yourself?
No, I was born in Cricklewood. I live in a place called Mill Hill. You've heard of the Mill Hill Fathers, and we live quite near the college there. And but the song I sang called The Devil's Bit, I heard in my parents' home about 1941 or 2 by the name of sung by the name of a man called Jim Kane, and he came from just outside the village of Kilcommon. But my mother's home was a gathering for Tipperary people at that time during the war and just after it. It was actually a kind of a mini Tipperary embassy, if you like, and people who needed a little lift when they first arrived in London, they came to my parents' house and stayed 2 or 3 weeks, got a job, and off they went. And a lot of people often tell me about the time that they had in my mother's home in Cricklewood in those times.
Being here tonight in Jim of the Mills, it tells you that rural Ireland is alive and well.
Absolutely, and quite frankly, I was here when Jim's uncle was Jim of the Mill, and I can remember coming in here with Maloney brothers from Banquet Hill in Kilcommon, and Jim's uncle sitting here about 1 o'clock in the morning. It's not quite 1 yet now, but and bacon and cabbage was in the pot, and I was really looking for a saucer full of bacon and cabbage at least, and I got it as well, like, you know. So I was about 10 or 8 or 12 or something at the time, coming from the greyhound races in Thurles with these senior citizens of the time.
You play much of the accordion in your travels?
Not really. No, when I come to Ireland, I get carried away. But years ago, when I was a younger man, and I have 7 offspring, Eileen, my wife, comes from Liscannor in County Clare, or at least her parents do, both of them. And in the younger times, it was a supplement to income when the 7 kids were more dependent on me than they are now. And so I used to play a lot. I played in the Gouty Moor in Cricklewood, which is a very famous place, for about 3 years when I was a student, training to be what I've retired from now.
Did somebody tell me in the background you played on the television?
Well, yeah, but temporarily, like, you know. I was a Carol Levis discovery, if you're old enough to remember that.
Thank you, many thanks for talking to us tonight here at Jim of the Mills.
Okay.